Hi, this is Avara and from Scrappy Mania, and today I'm going to show you how to convert an image, a rolodex image, this image, into a cut file for your Cricut using the shortcuts a lot. They don't really have the shortcuts a lot anymore for the Cricut. They discontinued that software. I do have an old software. However, if you do have the Cameo, I believe even Syzex and some other die cutting machines, they do the shortcuts a lot. Does offer the software for those new machines, but not for the Cricut anymore. So sometimes you can find it on eBay and you can use it then. You can buy it then. I had mine before Shortcuts a Lot stopped manufacturing that software. So I'll never upgrade my Cricut. I got one Cricut that I use the software with because I really enjoy that software, and I don't want to, you know, potentially upgrade my Cricut and it no longer works. So I do have two Cricuts. One of them is just for the software, the Shortcuts a Lot software. The other Cricut is the one that I use with my Gypsy for, and I upgrade the other one. So what I want to teach you is how to convert a cut file. And the inspiration came about because Jenny Bolin has a new punch, and it's a small little punch. It looks like this. It cuts out the notches, and but it was a small little punch. It's a very small little punch. It was mainly for tabs, and I would like to use something like that, a little bigger, for my journaling. So I try to look for just the punch that creates these notches. EK Success do have like a notebook border punch, but it punches a lot of the notches together. It doesn't just punch two notch. I searched through the internet for any punch that would do this, and I could not find one. I called the company Rolodex, and they stated that they discontinue that punch, but I was able to find it. They actually referred me to Jackson Supply, and they told me that Jackson Supply usually carries a lot of office supplies that get discontinued, and I'll probably have a good chance of finding it there. So I did purchase a little tool, hand tool, that will produce these notches. But in the meantime, I wanted to just create my own cut file, because I might want to create a real big album with a real big card that resembles a Rolodex. And also you can probably use that for create something like this for like a little journaling or a little album, mini album. And also I have these boxes. Kohl's during the Christmas time was giving away these boxes when you purchase stuff at their store, and I had a lot of these, so I want to use that. And the reason I want to use it, because look how nice it is. Kind of has a nice sheen, and I think I would like, you know, I can use this, I can color it and do a lot of stuff with it. So that's why I wanted to kind of repurpose these boxes. And sorry for the blurriness, I don't know what's going on with my camera. Anyhow, so let me go ahead and teach you how to first convert the image. So let's get started here. Okay, so I already started this is what we're going to produce. So this is my Shortcuts a Lot software, and these are the ones I'm going to produce. And this one is like, it's 2.2 Norton, stop that. This one is 2.2 wide with 1.45 of height. Okay, and then I did go on the internet and found some other image, and I found this image which has like a little tab on top, and I really like that one. And then I kind of converted, found the image, converted it, and this one is 2.07 by 1.36. So I'm going to go ahead and teach you how to convert it so you can import it. So the first thing you need to do is find the image. So I went ahead and Google. So if you go down here and just Google Rolodex card images, and then you'll get this. And then what you do is, once you're in, you can click on that, and then it'll bring a bunch of images of a bunch of the Rolodex. Okay, So that you can find, let's say I want to do this one. So I will find my image, I will click on it, and then once I have here, I'm going to go ahead and save the image, save image as, and then you go ahead and rename the image and then save it in a file that you can easily retrieve it later on. I already did that, so we're not going to do that here. So I already did that piece. The next thing, I need an image editing software. You can do it in Paint or you can do it in Photoshop. I prefer Photoshop because I have a better control on different effects. And I do have Photoshop Element, so I use Photoshop. But I've also done it from Paint, so you can also use Paint, so either one. And the key to get a nice image or a nice cut on your cut file is to darken the image. You really need to darken that image so that way it's a high contrast area. So when your software traces the image, because it's such a high contrast between the black and the white, it will be able to delineate those lines clearly, and it will import very, very good. And it will create the cut file. If you leave it gray or soft white against a white background, your software cannot recognize that real high contrast, and sometimes you'll get jagged edges, you'll get pixelation and things like that. So you really need to darken your image. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So the first thing, I need to import my image. So I saved it off in a file. Then you're going to go open, and then you're going to start looking for the file, and I know I named it Rolodex. And see, these are a lot of images that I do go ahead and trace and use with my and I convert them into cut files. So let's go ahead and look for, I call it Rolodex. Here it is. So there's this one, and so let's go ahead and select this one, and I'm going to hit OK. Notice that it is a gray background. So I'm going to click on my magic wand. So this one is the one that has like it's a wand looking thing there. It's called magic wand. You're going to go ahead, use the magic wand. You're going to make sure that you have your color set to black, like you can see there. So my color set, my foreground color is black. Then I'm going to click on the bucket here, and then I'm going to click on the wand, and I'm going to click on the gray. And what it does is selects the whole area that is gray. It's going to make a nice selection around it. So see how you see it there, and you see the line. So it's selecting that whole area. Then you're going to go to your bucket tool, and you're going to click on that, and it's going to make it very dark. And then the next thing I need to do is cut it out. I want to cut that image out, so I'm going to go Edit, Copy, then I go File, New, and I like to do that because I like to just save the image without the extra background. Then say New, then hit OK, and then Edit and Paste. And there, so I have my nice little Rolodex card, and a lot of that background image or that background is no longer there. So then the next thing, I need to save this file. So I'm going to save as, and this is key. You cannot save it as a Photoshop file. You need to go ahead into here, the format, drop down that box and select JPEG. That is key, key, key. You cannot save it in any other file format other than JPEG. Okay, and then you just name it. I'm going to rename it. So I'm going to rename it Rolodex. Rolodex. And sorry for the back. My son is seeing Office, so hopefully it's not disturbing you, it's not distracting you too much. So Rolodex, and I'm going to name it 3 because I'm not sure I've been saving these. I don't want to overwrite another image. And then hit save. And then you'll get this dialog that says JPEG options. You're going to leave it at maximum, the quality. The better the quality, the better it is for your shortcuts a lot. And hit OK. So it makes it very sharp. So there, I'm done with that. And then I'm going to go into shortcuts a lot. And then I'm going to go into the third tab. Now you have a little icon here that says trace image, and that's what we want to do. We want to trace around the image to create our cut file. So we're going to go trace image. You're going to browse, and I remember I call it rolodex 3, so I'm going to go into here and look for rolodex 3. There it is. And it also gives me a preview right there. If you see it, there's that preview of what I'm going to import. Then you're going to hit open. It's going to trace it. And then you're going to hit OK. And that's how you import the image. You just line it up. And I'll probably do 2 of these. So you can adjust it. And see, I have the keep proportion on, so that means it's going to adjust it evenly. If you take the keep proportion up, then sometimes it gets distorted. Let me go ahead and make a copy of this so I don't want to disturb this copy. So let me copy and paste. Okay, so let me show you what happens if you do not have keep proportion. You take that off. So now when I do adjust it, see how it... Well, I still have keep proportion. So notice that when I adjust it, it adjusts the whole card equally. But if I take away the keep proportion so that it's no longer clicked on, selected, notice what happens now. Oops, I can't do it while I'm... See how it gets distorted? The image gets kind of distorted, which is cute. I think that's kind of cute. I think I'll keep that. But, and I'll make a couple of that. But see how it's important to kind of keep the proportions if you don't want to distort the image. So let me go ahead and set up my shortcuts a lot, or my Cricut, and we'll cut this out. Okay, so I'm going to cut this out. As you can see, I already kind of have a bunch that I put together, and I'm going to cut that one out. These are a little smaller, just like the Jenny Bolin ones. And then I'm going to go ahead and I already have it. I cut the box into 6 by 12, and then I use a brayer because I want to make sure this is very well adhere to my mat. I do not want it moving because if it moves, it messes up the image. So I'm going to go ahead and load it to my Cricut, and then we're going to start cutting it. So let me go ahead and do that, and we'll bring you over to the Cricut. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and load my mat. Okay, and then I'm going to make sure that my blade is set at 5. My pressure is set at 5. Turn on some light so hopefully you can see a little better. So my pressure is at 5. My blade is at 5. So now I'm going to hit the cut button on my software. So now you're going to go ahead and click on this little scissor. You're going to verify that you have the right model of Cricut. So that one was the Cricut Personal. Make sure the firmware is the same version, 1.3, and that is the correct version. I'm going to hit OK. And then I'm going to click on this Start Cutting. And you can see that it's just cutting. Oh, I need to stop it. See, notice that I didn't really adhere it very well. So I'm going to need to unload it. And I will need to unload it, and then we're going to need to So it started cutting. If you can see, it started cutting. But I'm going to have to go ahead and place another one here and reload. And this time I'm going to go ahead and make sure to put some tape so that way it will not move. So let me come back. So now I really make sure that it is well adhere on my mat. I put some tape on each corner, not a lot because I don't want it to rip the top layer of this cardstock. But this cardstock is perfect. It's the perfect width and dimension and thickness. It's not too thick that the Cricut has a trouble cutting through, and it's not that thin. It really makes a nice little chipboard file, rolodex file. So I really like this cardstock. So if you have any of those boxes left over from Christmas, you can use it, and I mean it makes great embellishments for your album. So I'm going to let it cut, and then we'll come back to the table and see how they cut. Okay, so I'm taking them off, and this is perfect. See how even though you have a little bit of that masking tape, because it's a slick surface, it comes off with no problem. So see how pretty these are? So I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. So I made a couple sizes, and you can even make this big. And then also for extra bonus, we have a misting. We can use this to mist, so it's a screen. So we can use it for a misting screen. And I'm going to use this actually in the layout because it's cardboard. You can use it for a couple sprays and you'll have to throw it away. But I really like it, so I think I'm going to create a layout using this. So come back to see me. I'm going to get all my supplies together. We are going to create a layout and where I'm going to use this. And I'm also going to use this to create some of my background. And I hope you enjoy it. So thank you for watching. Bye.